If you're familiar with my channel, you remember when Kevin Samuels got his panties in a bunch and went crying to YouTube about my commentary about him. He put copyright strikes on so many of my videos that YouTube didn't give me a chance to defend the claim, and they simply deleted my channel. But I have to admit that keeping my foot thoroughly planted on Kevin Samuels' neck was very enjoyable. Now it's Mathhoffa trying to get YouTube to take down the video that I did with them talking to RFK about reparations. Has anyone heard of Mathhoffa going after other YouTube channels to take down their video? So why was he focused on my small channel and my commentary? Now Mathhoffa is on my radar for future commentary. So I went to his channel, but he doesn't have anything going on about the black community. It's mostly about rappers and celebrities and sports. And that proves my point in my last video that they will take cash payments directly to the white community. Because if they're not doing anything now for the black community, money is not going to change that. So in combing through their videos, I found another video with Killer Mike. And of course, Killer Mike had the floor most of the time. He did a lot of talking about what could be done, or what should be done, but never volunteering to do anything himself. But with that being said, he is actually in the best position to unify black men and to come up with a plan to get things done. And despite the nonsense idea he had about child support and how the government should help black men if they get a woman pregnant, he has put himself in position to have the ear of many different people. He speaks to politicians. He has the ear of millionaires in the rap community. He knows people in the media, in radio, and he's able to move in and out of the right places. But all he does is talk and no action. And his reasoning is that it's only been 60 years, as if to say that the black community is exactly where it's supposed to be.
I think black people got it, man. I got to give us credit for trying. We learning, and we understanding, but we can't keep beating ourselves up. We can't keep saying we don't when we do.
Beating ourselves up versus being realistic. I don't know if we're beating
What's being realistic? Y'all been free 60 years.
And?
What's 60 years?
And
what's 60 years?
And?
What's 60 years?
Do something.
What haven't we done?
Do something with.
What haven't we done?
Put together that susu you was just talking about.
It's gonna happen.
Gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's happening.
I find it fascinating how both of these men are telling the other that they want the other one to do something. And they're both basically saying what all black men say, and that is to get somebody else to do it. But compared to the average plan of white men to make a shift and impact the world is 30 years. So in the last 60 years, white men have moved their community into the information age and now heading into the age of AI. And the supposed leaders of the black community are standing still. Standing still and on our knees begging for reparations. It's also very interesting that 60 years ago, the black community was faced with the same problems as we do today. And all the so-called leaders in the black community have done is complain to the oppressor.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, Today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
60 years ago, when faced with the same problems as we do today, the most black men were willing to do is cry, complain, bitch, and moan.
And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
And now these black men have a new way of keeping their uselessness alive. And that is to wait on a reparations check. So as long as black women know their mentality and who they really are, we can continue to make better decisions for ourselves.